So why should we buy silver and gold? Well, it's a tricky question, and you can't just out and outright say that just because there's manipulation that we shouldn't be buying it, or that in the event of some kind of severe calamity or social upheaval or societal breakdown that gold and silver they'll mean nothing. Well, you're absolutely right. They'll mean nothing. The only thing that will really mean anything in that kind of situation where the internet is unavailable, communication lines are broken down, basic infrastructure is broken down, and we're fending for ourselves, are those things that we can do for ourselves. And as you said, stockpiling on even food and water, that's going to be only temporary. At some point, we're going to have to figure out how to build our society back up again and maybe start in small groups and then build out from there. So you're right that gold and silver are going to have very little value. The things that are going to have value are essentially a place where you can live, um, the means to protect yourself, and a means to provide a steady source of nutrition. If you can have access to a farm or you can farm yourself or cultivate, that's going to be cool. But everybody that lives in the city, they're going to be getting out of there. So you can't be in an urban area. You have to be in a suburban area, in a place where you can easily protect yourself. Okay, so I'm kind of getting off track here. But why? Now, that's an extreme condition. And I understand that there are a lot of conspiracy theorists out there that think that that's where we're heading and everything, the whole world, the Chicken Little theory and all. Um, and I suppose to some degree, you always have to plan for the worst, and expect the best and then take everything in between. The more likely scenario is that we're heading towards some kind of fiscal upheaval, some very, very strong economic movement that's going to hurt a lot of people. And so, assuming that that society doesn't break down, that we still have basic infrastructure, that we can still live in our homes and go to the store, or let's just assume that we have hyperinflation even, and things really get out of hand. But at some point, it's going to be a bubble that will burst. It'll be a fleeting um, event that will take care of itself over a relatively short period of time, and then we'll have to sort of pick up the pieces. In that event, we're still going to have some basic things. We're going to have our infrastructure. We're going to have some means of exchange of goods and services. So, um, you know, again, that is a kind of an extreme example. Let's take it a little bit. Let's step back a little bit. Let's say that we don't go into hyperinflation. Let's say that we go into some form of exaggerated inflation. In that case, buying silver and gold are absolutely the best place to be, because a monetary system is the paper money, the fiat money, is going to have very little value. And so the only thing that's going to be of value are commodities. And commodities rank in value, I guess, in terms of how quickly you can, there's a whole range. I mean, there's those that you can use right away. There are those that have longer lasting value, that have higher end value, that can bring other types of goods and services. So you have perishable commodities, then you have things that would help in terms of transportation, and then you have those things that are the basic materials for building things, the raw materials, and then the more precious materials that we're going to need for technological work or advancement. So that's the more likely scenario, that we're going to get into some form of exaggerated inflation, maybe. And even if we don't, even if we just have some normal form of inflation like we've had over the past 100 years, in that event, or in the event of hyperinflation, buying or transferring a lot of your fiat currency into precious metals certainly makes a great deal of sense. Um, it will hold or retain its value where the paper money will not. So I think that if you think things are going to hit the shitter, then yeah, you should prepare in two ways. One is transfer as much of your wealth into precious metals, and also start hoarding water and non-perishable food, and figure out your overall survival plan. I guess I don't think we're anywhere near that, but it's always worth being prepared. So, on the whole, if you think that things are going to be, go on as they are, silver and gold are excellent ideas. There's no doubt that they're going to hold their value over the long term. If we have hyperinflation, again, there's the opportunity where you're going to make out much better than those people that did not buy silver or gold. If we have hyperinflation or severe economic collapse or some kind of global catastrophe, then it's not going to matter anyways what you did. So why not? Why not buy silver and gold then? Maybe somewhere down the line when things start gelling and society comes back, we'll revert to precious metals or other things of value that have some kind of industrial value or some kind of use, some kind of form of exchange and they will have value anyway. So I see few scenarios where not buying gold and silver, um, uh, or that buying gold and silver will not hurt you. I mean, I, only in the case of the most severe calamity will you have wasted your money. But even in that case, what difference does it make? All other cases, it makes a lot of difference.